Alright, so we're doing great. In the last video, we finished editing scene 2, and now we're going to go ahead and start working on scene 3. So let's take a look at where we left off. So we've created scene 2. Agent Smith has officially turned around, so that's really wonderful. Let's go ahead and click on this to hide the timeline. And let's take a look at our reference video to see what we're supposed to do now. Now that we have turned around and we've given our dramatic stare at Neo, the next thing we have to do is we have to shoot him. Okay, so we have to shoot him. All three of us have to shoot Neo now. So let's go ahead and do that. To get started, always want to switch out of your camera. Okay, we don't need this camera anymore because now we're working on a new scene. And the cameras, you'll notice that they, they're animated, they move, and your scenes can get very crowded. So to hide the cameras, just select on the camera, go to scene, and click the eyeball. Okay. All right, so now let's go ahead and reposition the agents. Okay, so we have two agents which are behind the main agent. And give me 1 second. I think I have to, okay, there we go. Okay, so these two agents are behind this agent. Let's go ahead and start there. Agent Smith has turned around and he's looking at Neo. So when you switch all the way to the ending frame, okay, when you're at the ending frame, right click on the agent and remove object animation. Okay, so now we're going to have him at this pose. You want to have him at this pose. Okay, good. The next thing to do is we need to turn these guys back around. I think they're actually, yeah, so they're not facing him all the way, they're all turned sideways. So sideways turn, and let's move him back over here. And we're going to okay, so let's switch him this way. Okay, so that's the look, but these guys are not looking at Neo, so let's make them look at Neo. So here is Neo, and we're going to right click on the agent and we're going to say look at Neo's head. There we go, so he's looking at Neo's head now. So when you move Neo, their heads will follow Neo. Okay, so let's do the same thing. Right click, look at Neo's head. There we go. All right. So we don't need Neo anymore. We don't need Neo for this scene, so let's hide Neo. Let's see, which one is Neo? This is Neo, so let's hide Neo. So that way we only have the three agents on the scene. Okay, so now that we're looking at Neo, it seems like this is the angle that we're going for. From the navel up, so we're only going to see the characters from the navel up. So We're not supposed to see their knees. We're not supposed to see any of that. We're gonna really see them from the navel up. Okay, so that means I might have to bring this guy a little bit closer so we can see him. Okay. Okay, great. So if you remember in the previous videos, I had you save 2 motions. So we saved the motion with him holding the gun and with him pointing the gun. Those 2 motions are the motions we're going to use to animate this movement. Let me show you. So we need to animate this right here. Okay, it's a bit fast, so. Okay, so to do this, we're just going to add the motions that we saved before. Okay, that's a really easy way to do it. When you're prevising, you don't want to make things too fancy. The key is just to get the point across, okay? So let's play. Okay, so now we need to ask ourselves, how long does it take for their hands to go up? How many seconds? Remember that timing is important. So we play. Okay, so that's a very short clip. It's like maybe 1 second. Okay, so we're starting here with the hand down motion. And about here, you want his hands to go up. So let's go to our saved motions. There we go. Okay. Give me a moment. I already saved this, so I'm going to use my motion that I already saved. Okay. Okay, there we go. Okay, so let's go into our timeline. Let's select the character. Click this button here, make sure it's green. If it's white, click it to make it green so that you can see Agent Smith and all the keyframes for Agent Smith. So right now we have this motion and we need him to look at Neo. So I guess we still need Neo. So Neo is gone. Let's bring Neo back in. Okay. And let's click on Agent Smith. We're going to right click and we're going to say look at Neo's head. There we go. There we go. So that's all you have to do. It's very, very, very simple because we're making it simple. There are people who would make this a lot more complicated, and that's just not wise. Your goal as an animator is to get the job done as quickly as possible and to deliver good results. So just knowing how to utilize camera angles, knowing how to utilize camera tricks, that's the way to do it. Okay, so good. So now we have this motion of him raising his hands to shoot. Okay, but you can see his hands are not very straight. Okay, they're kind of bent. So you can leave it like that if you like, or you can shoot from this angle, whichever angle you prefer. Okay, for the purpose of this video, I'm gonna leave it the way that it is. And so now that we have one agent, instead of doing this with all the other agents, let's just delete. And we're going to copy this twice. So Control, drag, and Control, drag. Okay. And so now we have 3 of these. Okay, perfect. They're supposed to be behind him, according to our reference video. Yes, so they are behind him. Have to pay attention to little details like that. Okay, great. All right, so now that we have this animation pretty much done, we have completed the 3rd clip. That's all you have to do. And now you're just going to create a camera. You're going to watch the reference video and you're going to create a camera. Okay. So the camera angle is from bottom up. Okay. And you want to make sure you can see the gun. So let's create a camera now. Okay, so we have a new camera. And again, go to modify. And let's choose a film back. Let's try the 35mm TV projection and see if we like it. Let's move back a little bit. Okay, so this might work. Let's see. Maybe if we turn it this way. Okay. Okay, so you're just going to play around with this until you get something that you like. Okay, let's switch back to the camera. Let's take a look at our reference video. Not so much headroom up there, and so we want to make sure that we keep that consistent. And let's see. Now we can back up a little bit. And just keep playing with it until you get an angle that is good for you. Okay, and so if you like this, then just go ahead and render. Okay, render the whole thing, and then in your editing software you go into edit. So maybe you can cut the beginning part out and just play it from here. Okay, so that's the power of editing. You're going to repeat this step that I showed you in the last videos, in the last 2 videos, in order to edit. Make sure you add the camera information. You know how to render. I've shown you how to do that. And so I'll see you in the next video. We're going to jump right into creating the 4th scene. And the 4th scene is an easy one. It's just basically Neo saying nope. That's it. So the 4th scene is just Neo saying no. So that's what we're going to do next. See you in the next video.